Are you ready to fish like a pro?
6 mistakes new surf fishermen make.
Stop making them mistakes.
So basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna catch some surf perch, possibly striped bass, and we're gonna go over common mistakes that we think are really important, that we wish that we knew when we first started surf fishing.
Yeah, and we still see other people making those mistakes. It just drives me crazy. I just want to punch them.
God dang. Wow. Tell us how you really feel. But yeah, so while we're fishing, we're gonna let you in on the fishing, but we're also going to cover those 6 mistakes. Vince came up with 3 of his own, I came up with 3 of my own, and we're gonna have that conversation sprinkled throughout this video.
And we want your tips. We want your tips. What are the 3 biggest mistakes that beginners make? How would you advise them?
Yeah, use the comment thread as your way of sharing some of your knowledge and help make this community that much better together. We also have a really special announcement to make at the end of the video. All right, now let's fish.
Feels so good to be back on the surf. Starting off with the Battle Star, the silver sardine with the pink belly, and the blue back. Since the water is ultra clear, it's a really nice natural presentation.
Crystal clear. And there's no stain to it whatsoever. There's no red tide happening today, I'll tell you that. The surf looks perfect. You know, it looks like it's gonna be comfortable. Not so big that we're gonna be getting knocked over, but big enough to get the fish going for sure.
So these mistakes are gonna be in no particular order. They're just the way that we thought about them. So let's kick it off with mistake number 1. I'm gonna go number 1, he's gonna go number 2.
Okay, I'm gonna go number 2. That's good, I need to go number 2.
Get your mind out of the gutter. So number 1 is overpacking. That's a big mistake that new anglers in the surf do all the time. And I really relate to that because I used to do that too, right? Like when you're new to something, you wanna buy every lure, every single grub, you wanna bring like
every weight.
6 weights.
What if this, what if that?
You don't need 6 weights.
Like you wanna be prepared for everything. It's just like,
yeah,
and you go out there, you have all this stuff, and
it's heavy.
It's heavy, it's confusing, and it's all rusting, it's not getting any use.
At the end of the day, you're only gonna encounter pretty much 2 situations. You're not gonna bait and wait, throw the lure, throw the Carolina rig. You are not gonna do that. So stick to maybe 2 things. Boil your jerk baits down to your favorite 2 colors. Bring maybe 2 weights for your Carolina rig, or you're really gonna have to pick between bait and weight or Carolina rig, or else you're just gonna bring a whole pound of weights with you when you go out. So kind of keep it simple.
Yeah, keep it, yeah, just less is, I think after a few months of fishing consistently, you start to realize, I don't need all this stuff. All I need is the stuff that I'm gonna use. Just this. And yeah, you might wanna bring a couple just in case items, but for the most part, I mean, the more you fish, the less stuff you end up bringing with you.
Definitely. And then with all the new advancements like the Cali covers, small tackle boxes, jackets with like a tackle backpack like attached to it.
Yeah, chest
you
packs.
can really be super lightweight. And
yeah, lightweight is the way to go, guys.
Yeah.
If you want to fish long hours, lightweight is going to make a difference. Oh, there, fish. Woohoo! Woohoo! Feels small. It's not a big striper or anything like that. Let's see what it is. It's fighting. Trying to keep that rod tip in the shot. I think we got a short striper probably. Yeah, because it's not fighting like this. Oh, it came off. No, he's still on. That's another thing stripers do. Guys, I just caught a white sea bass. For all you beginners out there who don't know, this is one of the rarest species you can ever find in the ocean, the white sea bass. They're delicious when they're small like this.
And you
Whoa,
can see how
dude.
they got their name.
You can know that it's a, ow! You'll know it's a white sea bass because they have this iridescent purple reflection right here. They do a lot of conservation efforts to try to keep their numbers up. So we have to take really good care of these fish.
Tell us about these hooks.
These are the Battlestar 3X replacement treble hooks. They are fantastic. The steel itself is really high quality steel. And they're actually technically 4X strength hooks. We call them 3X because we want you to know that they're actually lighter weight. You can change all 3 hooks out and the Battlestar 115 will still slowly float. It won't sink like it will with the other 4X hooks out there on the market. So they're super strong and lightweight at the same time. You're gonna love them.
And he's just kidding. That's not a white sea bass.
Want to get a release shot?
Yeah. Wait. Oh, I guess. I think I got it. I got it.
That was clean, man.
Man.
Like a pro.
Yeah.
That's what today's all about.
Oh my gosh.
This is a great tip. One of the biggest mistakes, not just beginners make, but even seasoned fishermen, is they don't check the Facebook groups to see what's being caught in their local area before they go out fishing. And this is a tip that I learned from a really experienced fisherman who's really good at fishing. He's like, he'll stay at home and he won't fish for months and months, and he's just watching the Facebook groups to see what's going on out there. And then when he sees the fish being caught, white sea bass, halibut, when he sees it's going off, he says, okay, it's time to go fishing. And he goes out there and he just kills them. So he spends a lot less time searching for the fish and a lot more time catching the fish just by checking Facebook groups to see what's being caught locally right now.
That definitely cuts the curve a lot as well.
It's a big shortcut, a lot of intel.
I am a proponent though of going when you can.
Yeah.
If you can, just go and check out your spots that you have in mind or that you want to hit. But I do also want to preface that part too, because a lot of time if you get too much information, you start to get analysis paralysis.
Okay.
Where you start getting too many tips.
Okay.
Too much like info.
Now, should I be over here or should I be over there? Oh,
Yeah,
no.
exactly. To where you don't even go.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes it's not even about catching the maximum number of fish in the shortest period of time. Sometimes it's just about being out on the water, and if you catch a fish, so what? So that just depends on what your values are.
Yeah, so that's what Vince says is a mistake, is not going onto those groups and checking those things out. I feel like, yeah, you can definitely gain a lot, especially just
Tons
from
of intel.
being in a community, right?
Yeah, being part of a community, you know, getting that intel, the information from other people. Because if you suddenly see, wow, everybody's catching striped bass first thing in the morning, then that's probably a good bet. Get out first thing in the morning, you might catch yourself a striped bass. Yeah. Which kind of brings me to my next tip.
Oh, well, then we'll make that tip number 3. What is your tip number?
You want to stay? Okay, I guess I'm going 2 in a row.
Yeah.
All right, the next tip is failure. The next mistake that a lot of guys make is failure to scout the entire county. Go see all the spots. You've got to know where the best spots are, so that way when you do see people catching striped bass, halibut, this, that, you can say to yourself, oh, I know where one of the best striped bass areas is, I know one of the best halibut areas, so you'll know where to go. You don't just go to the wrong spot and put in all your time where the fish aren't. You know, scout the whole county, find all the best spots, and then when you say, oh man, the stripers are hitting, you'll know, okay, there's those 3 spots that are my best striper spots. I'll go out and hit those 3. If you didn't know about 1 or 2 of those, you might miss the fish. So go scout the whole county, find all the best spots. This is also half of the fun of surf fishing, is getting out and exploring the beaches and seeing them for yourself and analyzing them and yeah, making your list of all your favorite spots.
That's huge, yeah. Especially as a new angler, it's easy to just go to one spot.
Think bigger, guys. Think bigger. Don't think, okay, I'm gonna fish right here, this one spot or this one beach. Think bigger. The whole county. Walk further. Cover more water. Fish more spots. Yeah, think bigger.
With this video, we're also not saying we're know-it-alls and that we got surf fishing all figured out. I think the reason I chose fishing as a passion and a hobby, well, a hobby that turned into a passion, is it something that I could do till I'm really old? There's some hobbies that do have a limit to how old you can be and still do it, like basketball or tennis, any physical sports. Oh, but fishing, I just got a fish, is something that you can do and really get close to mastering, but there's always something new that you can learn. So that's what this video is all about. We're not 100% experts, but we definitely have time under our belt, and a few of these guys. There's a nice fish, and it just gave birth. Look at that. You can tell because its placenta is just hanging out. A little marine biology for you. But yeah, we're definitely not know-it-alls, and there's always something to learn with this passion and this hobby. Hopefully you guys can agree. But another cool thing is I get to use the perch pouch today. This is the actual perch pouch final rendition. It's been out for about a month now, and I really haven't even done a video on it because I've been busy with other types of fishing. But the huge benefit to the perch pouch is I don't have to take this fish and bring it up the beach to put in my backpack and then hold the weight on my shoulders, or yeah, bury it in the sand. I could pop the gills, bleed the fish out, put it in the perch pouch, and let it drain as I fish. I'll leave a link in the description where you can order yours, but they are in stock. I have a good amount left at the time of filming this video, so definitely check it out. hooktocook.shop, and you'll find the perch pouch, and it'll allow you to do this. You can see it bleeding out already because of those drainage holes. It keeps my fish clean, keeps the fish cold and fresh, instead of all hot in my backpack. And I didn't move from the spot that I'm standing. I'm still right in front of the pocket that I caught that fish at, and these perch school, so there's a good chance that in the next few casts I'll catch another one. But the bite hasn't been on fire. But in a situation where the bite's on fire, one of the next casts, I think that was kind of a random fish. I've just been covering water. Vince has been staying in the same spot, but I'm gonna keep fishing. But like I was saying, fishing is just one of those things that you can do for a lifetime and keep on learning. Be a lifelong learner. Oh, I just got another bite. There we go. Oh, another one. Yeah, if I had to go put that fish away, I wouldn't be able to get right back in like I am right now.
Putting together a game plan. Don't just wing it, because there are so many predictors that you could look at, right?
Yeah.
So like if you're like, oh, I'm gonna fish tomorrow, right? Well, what can you look at? You can look at the tide. You can look at wave power. There's an app called Windy, and you can get that on your Android or iPhone, and you could literally see and pinpoint exactly where you're gonna fish, and you could see exactly what the wind is gonna be at what time.
Yes.
So you know you can game plan, like kind of play out the day ahead of time, and when you know that the wind is gonna come up at a certain time, you know that you need to pack your Carolina rig just in case, you know, you wanted to just throw the jerkbait all day, but anything over 6-7 miles an hour, you're not going to be able to maximize that jerkbait bite or get into the zone. So a Carolina rig makes sense. So you'll be able to look at your tide, all the wind calendar, basically, the wave power, which I'll leave a link below too in the description, where you can look at the wave power and you can kind of predict the day based on the conditions, right?
Great tip. Yeah, game plan. That makes a lot of sense. You might go out with a jerkbait first thing in the morning at low tide and looking for halibut, but then you see in the conditions, we're gonna have a high tide, the wind's gonna pick up. Maybe I'll go over here on this sandy beach and use the Carolina rig and maybe catch some perch. Yeah.
Yep. So that was mistake number 4 that a lot of beginning surf anglers make.
Oh, that's a nice fish. That's a nice fish. That's a nice fish. Third cast after catching that fish. that last perch. Got another fish on. Feels pretty hefty. Hopefully it's a perch. Coming in with a wave now. A little more slack in the line. Oh, it is a perch. Oh, but I snagged him. But that's a good sign. I don't like keeping fish that I snagged, and I got it right on the top of the head. And it's actually a female, nice and pregnant, so that's good. We'll let this one go. You can tell she's pregnant. But yeah, if I had to go address my fish, I wouldn't have caught her or snagged her.
Taking advice from people who don't catch fish.
That one's gonna hurt a little bit.
Yeah. Well, you know, there's a lot of different pieces of information that add up to equal surf fishing. And so you can get tips on this from that person and tips on that from that person and tips on this for this person. But when it comes down to like how to catch fish, you know, what structure to look for, what conditions to look for, I rely on the dudes who actually catch fish to give me that information. If I have a friend who never catches fish, never posts fish, why would I take advice from that guy? I want to take advice directly from the guy who's catching them all the time.
Yeah, I can't add any more to that, you know. It's so true. It's so true. Like if you see somebody with a lot of success, it's worth it to, you know, ask. You know, if you don't ask, you'll never know, right? You've had those experiences too, where you've had mentors that. That's a great really point.
Mentorship is the right word.
Yeah.
Choose your mentors carefully.
Yeah, definitely, and it's going to be your style, and you know, that's the beautiful thing about fishing is, you know, everyone's experiences are going to be super unique. You're never going to, it's like a river, you're never going to step in the same one twice. You're not going to have these conditions every time.
Right.
But if you can start to gain information that helps shorten your learning curve, that's super huge. But yeah, definitely pick and choose who you take advice from.
Yep. Oh! Woo! Oh! Drag peeler. Oh yeah, he's holding his own, bro. These white sea bass are biting like crazy today. That feels like a good one. Oh dude, he feels heavy. Oh! 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 Oh, dude. He's holding on, bro. Oh! Fish of the day right here. Might be. I don't know, that last one was pretty sprightly, so. All right, now we just gotta be patient. All you beginners out there, once you get that fish up into the skinny, you might start feeling anxious and have a tendency to pull harder. Classic mistake that beginners make. You really want to just maintain the same amount of pressure that you put on that fish the whole time. See, right now, he's in the skinny. The last thing I want is for him to pop the hook and swim away. Just maintain that pressure all the way so that fish is out of the water. Now I got a good feeling that he ain't getting away. Wow. Looks like I caught my limit today. Ah, nothing better than a nice big white sea bass. Thanks, Ed.
Freaking solid. Holy crap.
And that was on the Battlestar 115 silver sardine with upgraded 3X hooks. Get those Battlestar 3X hooks at battlestartackle.com or at hooktocook.shop.
One mistake is that newer anglers think of fish keeping, like if you're gonna keep fish, keeping it in the tip-top shape is like in the back of their mind, right? Because you're thinking about, oh, I need a fish, I need to focus on this, right? Which it's important to focus on things that you're new at, right? But when it comes to making sure if you're gonna keep fish, that fish when you take it home is clean and in the best possible condition, that's usually an afterthought. So it's like, oh, I caught a fish, oh crap, what do I do now? I need to just bury it in the sand, or what do I do? Just throw it in my backpack. Like, I didn't bring a plastic bag, right? So the tip for that is, yeah, be prepared. Bring like a frozen water bottle that you can put in your backpack if you're gonna put your fish in your backpack. You want a way to bleed out your fish. And this is gonna be a shameless plug though for the perch pouch, which we both got to use today.
Yeah, so I loved it.
Like, it's really important to, like, you're spending all this time, all this energy, and you want to keep the fish.
Yeah.
Why not keep it as best condition as possible and not just have it as an afterthought? You spent all this time, all this energy, and you're gonna waste it on fish that was sitting in the sun.
Oh yeah.
Warm in your backpack. Pull all the blood out, and you want to keep it cold.
That's it.
No matter what species it is. Striped bass, halibut, white
Get the
sea
blood
bass.
out, keep it cold.
Yep, that's it.
And I find that my fish do pretty well for a couple hours in the water. So the perch pouch, whatever you got to do to keep the fish in the water, they do pretty good for a couple hours. After that, if it's going to be longer than a couple hours, then you probably want to get them on ice.
We did say that there is an announcement to be made.
Oh, an announcement.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da!
As we mentioned, and what we caught all of the fish on today was the Battlestar in the sardine color, right?
Yeah, the
Silver
Battlestar
sardine.
115 jerkbait in the silver sardine color is what we used today.
Yep. And Vince is generous enough to actually allow those to be sold at hooktocook.shop.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Go buy them at hooktocook.shop.
And there'll still
Support
be
Ed.
there'll still be a promo code because there'll still be 10% off, just like if you order them at californiasurffishing.com. But it's just another way to make sure it gets out there, especially since if you guys want to buy a perch pouch, for example, you could add that on pretty easy.
Nice.
But we're also going to carry what we showed earlier, which are the 3X strong hooks.
Battlestar 3X replacement treble hooks and the 2X replacement treble hooks. You can sell them both.
Yeah, and then soon we'll
What else?
also have the straight shank hook, the extra long.
Oh, the
shank hook.
XLS straight shank hook.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it'll be
And perch grubs.
perch grubs. Yes, we'll have those, but that'll be for the next episode.
Okay.
you guys will see. If you guys want to see another episode and learn about how we identify structure, we actually did an episode where we identify structure from the air, and we had Vince wear a GoPro so you can see it both from the air and the ground. If you guys
While I'm hooking up, so you can see both angles while I'm catching fish.
Yep. So that video's been hanging out right here for us to have you guys check out next.
Where is it?
Right there.
I don't see anything.
We'll catch you guys on the next one.